But does anybody else feel like I have
Nervy?
Like I have
A little nervy.
chest, a little tight.
So I'm sorry if anything happens to you tonight.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 4 of Modern Hippies.
Hi.
444.
Hey guys, what's up?
Before we start the episode, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate it. Follow us on all the social medias.
Turn on your bell notifications.
Yep.
So you never miss.
We
another
accept all
episode.
the types of criticism that you have. Let us know.
And
Positive, negative.
feedback.
Yeah.
Not
anything.
criticism.
It's only going to get better.
Hate on us.
It's only going to get better and funnier. So make sure you keep
Stay
up.
tuned.
Yeah.
We also wanted to add something. This is a fairly new thing for us. So we did coin the phrase hippie hump day, but we haven't been uploading on Wednesdays, which is fine. Our phenomenal editor here, she's been working so hard, but we've been extending the episodes a little bit more now. We've been just talking our asses off, so it does take a little bit longer. So you might be able to tell that the setting is a little different, and that's because we're adjusting our filming schedule. So
to our lives, because we all have very busy and different lives.
Yeah.
So we'll film when we can, and that's why turn on your bell notification so you can know right
One
away when we
episode a
post.
week.
Yeah,
though.
so one, for sure, one episode a week. It's going to be around Wednesday. It might be Wednesday. It might be Thursday. Probably not going to be Tuesday, but you are going to get something.
yeah,
It'll be
something.
a surprise. It'll be a nice
Yeah.
surprise for you.
You'll get something.
Be happy with it. I'm just kidding.
Be excited.
All right. So today's, should we just get into it? Or
Yeah, let's get into it.
So today we have a list of topics, and today we decided to go with one. I don't know. It's different. We haven't talked about, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys about this. Ghost stories?
Yeah.
Like paranormal stuff?
Like supernatural?
Yeah, supernatural. Yeah. So that'll be our topic for today. So let's just get right into it. Anybody have any, okay, actually, I want to know first, do you guys believe in ghosts?
Do we believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
Yes.
1,000%.
For sure.
So we all are on the same page that we believe in ghosts. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Okay. Have you guys had any encounters with ghosts?
Dun, dun, dun.
Anybody?
Not encounters, but sometimes I want to go first because it's not anything really. But when I was at my house, at my mom's house, I used to wash the dishes. And have you guys ever gotten that feeling that someone's behind you, or like
Somebody's watching?
So yeah, and I've always gotten like it wasn't every single time, but it was just little moments that
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Does your mom's house have a history that you...
and not that I know or
Has
I never
anybody
see.
else?
Like no, nothing. But it's just it always like because I'm
Is
like,
it an old house?
I'm kind of yeah.
There's ghosts.
But but it always threw me off so much because I was just like, is it? I want to know, is it something? Is it not?
Yeah.
But that was like,
And no one would be home, like making
no,
noises.
yeah. I'm just like, am I being watched? And then the more I see scary stories and stuff like that, or like videos, I'm like, maybe it was something. But
And
like, that's it.
Like we talked about in episode 1, gut feelings.
Yeah.
Our gut feelings? No. So
Yeah.
But yeah.
let's bring the crew in, the ghost hunters.
Other than that, nothing scary happens to me.
Okay. Ghost stories.
Luisa probably has many.
Yeah.
She's a witch, if you guys didn't know.
Funnily enough, I went to go watch Ghostbusters last night, actually.
Please, you did your
I was
research.
going to go watch Immaculate, but I went to go watch Ghostbusters.
She did research last night.
Yeah, it was a pretty good story, but of course I have ghost stories. I was raised in Mexico.
Yep, of
so I
course.
grew up with ghost stories to literally put us to sleep. But
They scared us to sleep.
when my grandpa died, he used to walk in a way. Where we grew up, the house was like a long hallway, and so it would echo every time people would walk by and stuff. But he used to drag his feet like in a certain way, and you always knew it was him coming because you could hear it, the slides just like dragging. And when he died, we used to hear that like repeatedly, like just him walking like down the hallway, and everybody like heard it, but nobody really like said anything about it. And then my grandpa had workers that would come and leave the keys at his house afterwards. And one night after he died, I don't know if it was the night that he died or I don't know, recently after he died, the worker came to put the keys back. And the rocking chair that my grandpa used to sit at that was his rocking chair. There was like kind of like a setup like it is right here, but with rocking chairs.
My grandpa had one too.
Yeah, and he would just sit in the patio and just sit there all day. But that one rocking chair was rocking just by itself, and the rest were still, and there was like no wind. And he said he just put the keys back and just like walked off. But
Your grandpa was there, bro.
yeah, my grandpa was there.
That's a nice one though.
Yeah,
That is kind of touchy.
That's a nice, good ghost story.
Yeah.
Like
I've only
close to the heart.
yeah. I think
I don't
only
like
ever
scary
had
shit.
good encounters.
Yeah.
That's one
Yeah.
of my questions is, are ghosts, like, what are they? Are they good? Are they evil? Like,
I think both.
Yeah, I think I have a theory that they're really just like energy stuck
Yeah.
in a place where there's been like a lot of emotions, like a lot of feeling through life, so it holds a lot of energy and they stay close to there.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of weird to think about it that way, because and if they really are like in another astral like dimension or world, then there shouldn't really be like physical barriers like there is in our reality.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So kind of like, how can they like go somewhere else, or are they stuck like
Yeah.
within the walls?
yeah.
I think I heard somewhere, don't quote me, you get to decide where your energy goes. So you can
Right.
decide to stay here on earth. You can decide to reincarnate and have another human life, or go elsewhere, be a dog, whatever you choose. So if I feel like if your grandpa passed away and he chose to still be around and,
Yeah.
continue
Yeah.
his life.
Maybe not
that's-
anymore, because my grandma died. Maybe he was just waiting
Oh,
for
he
my
was
grandma.
waiting
Maybe he was waiting. That's
To
cute
help
as
her
fuck.
cross, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Eventually,
Like
she
in
died.
Coco.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sweet.
so sweet.
Yeah. That movie is actually it is about like death and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it's more so like what is it, like an analogy for border, like the border kind of immigration.
Oh, I see that.
Oh, that's true.
That
I didn't
movie,
think about that.
It's iconic. I love it. It
It's
makes me
so
cry
good.
every time. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I feel like it was a really good representation of
It really
Mexican
was.
culture.
It
Like it wasn't
really was.
offensive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they sprinkled in the Spanish perfectly, because sometimes it can be like, oh, I'm
Mucho.
with my familia,
Abuela.
and it like doesn't sound
Dora.
Yeah. So it was really not.
It was
like,
genuine. Yeah.
Like doesn't he say like I weigh or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really like.
Las abuelitas,
Las
iconic
abuelitas.
for Hispanic culture.
Yeah. The
dog.
chancla and how like they're angry and stuff. you
La
know?
chancla.
Yeah.
The strictness of like our family does this, so we all can.
Yeah,
doing
the
it.
expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah, the culture was very well represented. We love Coco around here. We
Yeah.
cry every time.
Dude, I'm trying so hard I'm being honest, I'm trying so hard to like not cry right now, because
Oh no.
Because Coco?
no, yeah. We might need
Cry
to pause.
about it.
Just cry about it.
Why do you love this movie?
Tell us.
It's not the movie, it's your story.
Oh.
That's so sweet.
Ruin my makeup.
It's okay.
Cry it out. I'm crying.
Yeah, dude. It's a sweet
My family's
story,
not the type of family to like talk about things.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma died when I was really young, but my grandpa died when I was like a senior in high school. And that's the only death that I've had in my life. And
My grandma died when I was a senior in high school.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
Because I don't talk about it. My grandpa and I weren't close or anything. But even last week we were at a quinceañera and Van was like, oh, look at Beto, my brother. He's like Don Beto. And I was like, that's what we call my grandpa.
Oh.
And I'm like, he's like, he has
He's
the
like
same-
filling in those
yeah,
shoes.
he has the same name as him and stuff. And I do have a story about the rocking chair. Well, my
Yeah.
grandpa had it in his trailer, and he died in that chair. And my mom has that chair, and she says that she sees it like moving a little bit.
How old were you when he died?
I was like 16 or 17, and you know, I don't want to talk about my mom, but I had to like step up and kind of be like the you know, my mom's dad just died, so that's like,
Yeah.
you know, traumatic.
The support system.
Yeah, so I just remember when she got the news, she was like torn in pieces, and I didn't think it would affect me, but when, you know, Mexican culture, I don't know if you guys know, when they have the wakes, they're like, the fucking bodies are just there, you know? And that's the first time that I saw that.
A dead body.
Yeah, and oh my God, that shit ruined me. Because I was getting older, and I think this is why it makes me so emotional. I was getting older, and I was always just that teenager that didn't I didn't try to make time for my family. I feel like now I do.
Yeah.
And before my grandpa passed away, he I had a moment with him where he was just like teaching me how to cook something. I love machaca and huevos, so he was teaching me how to make it, and like I'm so happy that I have that to hold on to. So yeah, and I dream about my grandpa. Like there's been 2 times where I've dreamt about him, and so my grandma died, and my grandpa was alone the whole time, and he just died in his sleep. So they're saying that he died of a broken heart because he was just waiting to go back to my grandma.
Bro, I'm crying.
I'm so sorry. I did not want to make this an emotion. That's the only thing that I have. But going back to that, I don't think, like, you know how you're talking about how they like energies can be stuck. I don't think my grandpa's here because he was waiting to go, you know, with my grandma. But I've had him in 2 dreams, and you guys know I have crazy dreams, but they've been really significant dreams where it's like the first one was when I was about to graduate college, and it was COVID. I felt like shit about it because I wasn't going to get to walk. I wasn't going to get all that stuff. And I just was like, it's just a complete waste of my time. Very negative. But I had a dream that he was like telling me he was proud of me. And so I was like, okay, that is something. And then the second time I dreamt about him is when I moved into my house. It was very recently.
Recent?
Yeah, it was super recent. And I have imposter syndrome where it's just like, how is this my life? Like a lot of the time I'm just like, this isn't real. But you know what? We worked hard for it. And it was him telling me again that he was really proud of me. And I was sitting with him and we were holding hands. And it was like not something that I got to experience in the real realm. Yeah. But nice to get to experience it.
Do you see his face when you dream of him?
Yeah. And
clearly?
Not clearly, but I also like his presence. My grandpa was a tall man. He had like beautiful white hair. Like he was very güero. But his presence, like his stature and stuff, I always know that that's him, you know?
Wow.
Yep.
That's
That's
sweet.
nice.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I haven't dreamt of my grandma in a while, but when she died, I remember, because she died when I was in high school, and I was illegal back then, so I couldn't go to Mexico, so I didn't get to see her before she died. And she died in November, and she was supposed to be here for Thanksgiving that year, so she didn't make it. Like, yeah,
Dude.
it was like weeks before, which I always feel like if she would have made it till those weeks, she would have lived longer, because again, I feel like she died of a broken heart, but because her son died before her. But
Dude, that's hard.
yeah, I know. I can't imagine. But I remember, like when she died, I remember thinking, I just want to know like that you're okay and that you're not in pain anymore. Because she died, she had a surgery for her knees because she had really, really bad knees, and she had to go to surgery to get those like plates into her knees. And I remember she always would say like, I don't want to do it. Like I'm too scared. And we would say like, it's such an easy surgery. Just get it. Mm-hmm. And because of that surgery, there was a blood clot that went to her
Heart?
No, her pulmones.
Oh, her lungs.
Her lungs. Yes, sorry. Bilingual brain. That went to her lungs. And just after that, it just went downhill. So, the last I remember of her, she was in the hospital bed, but she couldn't even talk to me. Like she was just waving. And I was really just talking to myself because she was, she had like tubos all over her. Like she was just not even like there all the way, you know? But yeah, so that was like my thought. I was like, I just give me a sign like that you're okay and that you're not in pain anymore and that you're happy. Like, I just want to know that you're happy. And that night I dreamt of her walking like, I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh. It's hard. I didn't realize like talking about ghosts literally is talking about people passing, and that's what they become, or what, you know, whatever you believe. But and it's not something that we talk about. That's why I get so emotional, because we're
especially
always
our
like,
grandparents, bro.
Yeah.
I think about my grandma and cry too.
We need tissues.
I know.
Yeah.
But she was walking up a mountain, and she couldn't really walk like on her last days. But in the dream, she was, I don't even know where I was like looking at her from, but she was walking up a mountain, and then at the top of the mountain there was like a meadow, like just full of flowers, and her sister was there.
No. So she was happy.
Yeah.
That's so
she's
beautiful.
happy and
That's
she's
They were
okay.
together.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know. Damn it.
you guys.
We opened the
But
faucet.
yeah.
we did.
I know.
That's
We
so
broke
beautiful.
the seal. Yeah.
I was doing so good too because
I
I
know.
always
You were.
cry when I
You
talk
were
about my
doing so
grandma,
good.
and I
So
was like,
good.
"Oh my gosh, I'm doing
Wait,
so
is
good."
this why you have bad knees too?
Yeah,
Oh
probably.
my god.
I have really bad
From
knees.
your grandma?
Aw, te lo
Yeah.
heredó.
Me lo
That's
heredó,
low-key
yeah, for
special.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I think of her every time.
Yeah,
my
you
knee
think.
hurts.
Yeah, so you think of her. That's so sweet.
Yeah, good thing I wear waterproof mascara today.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't. Fuck.
And I don't really see you cry ever.
Yeah.
I know.
My grandma is
Special.
my soft spot just because she really like raised me pretty much. I grew up with her. So like a really big part of who I am is because of her. And
She was cool as fuck then.
yeah, she was so funny, bro. But she was
Yeah.
so mean. Like
Yeah.
her humor was really
Yeah.
dry and like she
Oh.
was mean.
Okay,
Like,
that
she was
makes
very
sense.
Very Mexican.
Yeah, you don't know if they're kidding
oh
or
my
not.
god, like she was so fucking funny. I love her so much. But yeah, so it really made me sad that I wasn't able to see her before she died, just because I just didn't have papers. Like I was illegal, so that was a big trauma.
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
You feel like helpless.
Yeah, and I felt like when she died, I also took that role of like wanting to take care of my dad, because my dad was devastated because he also couldn't go see her. Like that's his mom, you know. So I kind of like didn't really process it really good, and I just like wanted to be strong for my parents. For what? I was just a
Yeah.
teenager,
Yeah.
but
That's the first gen immigrant, though.
know.
You hold everything
Yeah.
about your parents.
because my dad, he shows his emotions a lot, so I would like see him cry. Like I saw him struggling, you know. So that was hard.
I have a lighter story about my grandma. It's not my story. I don't have any like ghost or supernatural stories. But when my grandma died, I was younger again, and so it was not something that I really got to experience, I guess you can say. But my cousin, he went back to his house, and he was just like obviously distraught, and he was like, "Grandma, give me a sign that you know that you're okay or whatever," because she was also sick. And he said that the doorknob, that it started like jiggling, and that brought him so much peace. Like something that little, you know, that just kind of was like, okay, this is the sign that, because it came right when he asked for it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Isaac have both talked about like stuff. Like we have this one particular thing that we're going to do, and only each of us know it. So if we die,
case you die.
we're going to do
Oh
it,
my
and he'll
God.
know it's me.
Oh, I need to talk to this with
Yeah.
Luis too.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Whenever I talk
Yeah.
to Van about dying, he's like, I'm not gonna die, so it's fine.
Yeah. No, I tell me and Isaac talk about it a lot. And the other day, because I was telling him, you guys know about that Anne Hathaway and Shakespeare story?
No.
Where they like, really quick. So if you look at Shakespeare and you look up his wife, she looks exactly like Anne Hathaway.
What?
I need to see this.
Yeah.
I need to see
And-
this.
and-
Admin, get on it.
And her name was also Anne. I'm pretty sure it was like also Anne Hathaway. And he would like write stuff about her and say like, I will find you in this life, in the past life, and in the next life, and stuff like that. And if you look at Anne Hathaway's husband, looks exactly like
Her
Shakespeare.
name, okay, so yeah, her name is Anne Hathaway.
Wait.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah. So that's what she looks like. That's Anne
Okay, and
Hathaway.
who's Shakespeare?
Let me see.
That's her husband, and that's what. Try. Press
Sorry,
that on.
sorry, I'm not touching.
Oh,
it.
not
Holy
touch screen.
fuck.
There.
Okay, that's her husband. That's William Shakespeare. That's Anne Hathaway. And that's
Pass the monitor around.
Sorry, it's my big ass laptop.
yeah,
Oh, what a beautiful love story.
Wow.
yeah.
And you know,
then,
Shakespeare was known for his love stories.
see it.
yeah,
Yes,
and then
I
he
see
would
it.
say, and there's like something that he like famously wrote about her. Or something he's like, in this life, I'm more famous than you, but in the next life, you'll be more famous than me.
Shut the fuck.
And her husband's just like a regular Joe Schmo, and she's
Holy
yeah.
shit.
And so I saw that story, and I told
Conspiracy theory.
yeah I told Isaac, and I was like, hey, are you down to be with me for the next life too, and all the following lives? And he's like, yeah, I'm down. And so that's how we came up with that. Things like we have to let each other know, like when we're
That is so cute. It's like it's nothing the same, but it makes me think about how it's like if we get a scam call or it's like our voice AI and it's like we have that special word to say.
We have that too.
Yeah,
like when the world takes over, like and we can't tell what's real or not, we have a specific, it's a passphrase. So like again, only me and him know it. So if there's like a drone that like comes up and is like, I'm Isaac, I'm gonna be like, what's the passphrase?
Do you remember that we made one up for all of us too while we were in Flagstaff?
We did?
Yeah.
Girl, we were...
What? It's from the
were we in the hot tub?
No, it was from Everywhere, Everything, All at Once.
Wasn't it? No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it can't be that anymore.
I always tell Isaac.
We obviously forgot it.
Yeah. Whenever like life's a little bit boring, like which I've been like starting to be like okay with it, you know.
Yeah.
I always tell Isaac like I could be a fucking star in another life, but I'd rather be doing laundry and taxes with you.
Oh, how cute.
Please.
I love my boring life. Oh,
dude,
I cherish it.
I
cherish it.
Yeah,
Same.
it's so nice.
Same.
Kind of getting back on topic though, I feel like it's crazy because my grandma also died, and I feel like I don't know. I was gonna say like
She doesn't feel it.
I don't feel that. Like I don't feel like sad about it. It's almost like I'm like peaceful because like I know I'm gonna see her like in some aspect.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I cannot wait to see my grandma. Like I know she's waiting for me.
But
I'm
like,
gonna see her.
I don't
again.
think about it. Like I almost feel like even my dog too, Timmy. You guys know how much I loved him, and when he died, like it was so sad. But then it was just like I don't think about him and like get sad. Or I mean, with my grandma, I don't know why.
That has to do with your tism.
Shut the fuck up.
Diagnosis.
I'm not lying. I think you and I don't think we're crying because we're sad about it. It's just the emotion,
feeling.
the
The
love was so strong.
Yeah,
that we felt for
I
them
think
that,
my tears are tears of love.
Yeah,
and when I go about my day, like I'll see like certain things. Like if I see a bird, my grandma used to call me pájaro, pajarito.
Aww.
So I'll see a bird and like I'll think of my grandma. I think of her every day of my life.
Yeah, but see, I'm that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Me
like
either.
it's not like haunting me, or it's not like something.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like I talk about it or think about it when it gets brought up. But
I
other
think
than
my
that-
grandma though, and my grandpa, but like from my grandma's from my mom's side and my grandpa from my dad's side, I feel like they're my guardian angels.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've never seen or felt anything, but I just feel like not a lot of.
Were
bad
you guys
things.
close to them?
We hardly saw them because they were in Mexico.
could be also
but,
it.
that too.
but every
my grandma
time-
raised me.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
grandma
That
raised
too.
me too. Like
Yeah.
I lived with her. I used to sleep in the same bed with her.
Oh,
She was like
yeah.
my second mom. Like,
and I feel
literally.
guilty about that
Yeah.
because I never saw her again. Like, we moved here from Mexico when I was 4 years old, and then I
you
never
were
saw her again. Like, I would talk to her on the phone and stuff, but I always like felt bad for my mom because like she never got to see her mom again, you know. But that I will cry about. But and I don't know. But it does remind me. So she loved butterflies. Like, she was very like kid-like, like very. ¿Cómo se dice?
Juvenile?
Like, yeah, she just like loved things that little kids like. She would always attract children. She would always be around children, and she would collect things to like give to the children. Like, she was just very like that. And she loved butterflies. Like, she would just collect butterfly stickers, and she would just have them all over her house to see. And so when she died, like, anytime, same like with the bird, like anytime I see a butterfly, I think of her. And I remember, okay, I might cry for this one.
At your wedding? Are you going to talk about your wedding?
At my wedding. So we were taking pictures.
I'm gonna cry too.
That's a crier.
So we were just like taking our pictures for our wedding, you know, and then all of a sudden, like as we're taking the pictures, a butterfly, and I'm pretty sure like I was talking about it too.
Yeah.
I think it's good to note that you were taking a family picture.
Oh yeah,
It
we
was
were
just
taking
your
a family picture, and all of a sudden a butterfly just passes by, and I just like broke down, and I was like, "Ma, look!" Because and my sister too, and
She
like
made
she
it
was
on the
there.
picture.
Yeah, and I even had a butterfly like put into my dress so she could always be with me, like even during my special time. But yeah, I
No,
always
she was there, bro. She was there.
and I always I always like really, even though I didn't really know her, I do feel like I had a bond with her because my mom would always tell me that I was just like her. Like como caminaba, like she would always like do like a chongo like at the top of her
I think you
head.
showed me a picture once, and you do look like her.
Oh yeah. I
like
looked exactly like her, and so just like everything about me, like my mom would tell me that I reminded her of her. So I do feel like I carry, you know, how you were saying with your brother, like I feel like I'm like kind of carrying that.
Yeah.
Bro, I could still remember how my grandma used to smell.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's so special.
I can still hear her.
Yeah. Have you had any like encounters with her?
No, I am such a scary. I don't like scary stuff. Nothing
my God,
ever scary happens to me, so I'm so thankful.
Yeah, but I don't think it's scary. Like I used to be like that. Oh, I'm gonna kind of tell my ghost
Well, I guess I
story.
have one, but it's.
I do have
Okay.
a ghost story too, but it's not mine. But we can talk about when we're done.
Wait, yeah, I have like 3 stories, so we can move on
You
to
guys
you.
okay.
It's turned into ghost stories and grandmas.
Yeah, yeah.
I have
Our
another
love
thing
for our
that-
grandmas.
That should be our
triggering me
title:
today
ghost
with the things
stories
that
and
you said.
grandmas.
Not in a bad way, but
Ghost stories and
you said
grandmas.
that you used to sleep next to your grandma.
Yeah.
When I went, so we lived here with my. Sorry, Alma, I completely.
No, that's okay. Cool.
No.
I'm crying over here, so
I
go.
just need to get it out so I can like stop.
on
When
to
my
the next
grandma
person.
died, we had to go to Mexicali. For whatever reason, they decided that it would be a good idea that I sleep next to my grandpa. And in the middle of the night, I heard him crying. And I was sleeping on my grandma's side, you know. And that's a man. That's a strong man. He was just the most manliest man I've ever met. So here, cry was. And right now, when you said that you were sitting next to your grandma. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with what I had to say about my story because I don't want to keep going.
Wait, but why was he crying? Or why do you think he was crying?
Because
I'm not satisfied with that ending.
no, he was crying because she had just passed away.
Oh, and so he was just crying
It was
himself
like-
to sleep.
It was like 2 days after she had passed, or maybe like a day or something.
Probably you sleeping next to him is like, you know.
I'm sorry, but I look older, and your tears are dropping like raindrops.
The faucet is at all that ahorita.
Yeah.
For some reason, mine have not a lot.
I know. Are you?
I am strong.
You hate
right
us?
now.
It's the antidepressants.
No, probably.
Also,
I mean, they did up them.
overtime.
They did up them, so.
You're like, I feel no sadness. I'm actually really happy right now.
I just got over my depression, so I'm good now.
I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
okay, my little ghost encounter was, I don't recall how old I was, but I was living in Mexico, and this was in my grandma's house. And I couldn't go to sleep. For some reason, though, I just started to feel very scared and felt like someone was looking at me. What are you laughing about?
It's eating her cheeks.
I'm so sorry, Alma. I was going to be present in your story.
You guys aren't even listening.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
What did I say?
You were little. You don't remember how old you were. You were at your grandma's house.
Yeah, you were at your
sleeping.
grandma's house.
I thought it was your nose one too. Like, oh, shit.
She's over here while you're talking, telling your story. She's like
Opening her
open the thing, and I just see that long cheese.
And then it falls.
It's gonna be way easier than I thought.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Okay, 1.
Okay,
2,
so
3.
I was at my
Action.
grandma's house, and I still slept with my sister and my mom in the same bed, and
Pussy.
I couldn't go to sleep.
They were poor.
Yeah, not because the other
Oh.
P word,
That's a good one.
wrong P word.
Not by choice.
Yeah, Like, bitch. And I couldn't go to sleep, and so I covered my face. I started, I don't know, to what? I'm done with this story.
Pussy porn.
Poor pussy.
That needs to be on the sticker. Sorry.
Poor pussy.
Go.
You're covering your face.
The edits that are gonna happen with my
we're
story, it's
keeping
gonna be like,
We're keeping all this in.
so what the fuck she say?
Hey. He has one brain cell.
It's because he sees his food. He's not
crippled.
thinking right now. He's going
Not
crazy.
thinking.
He's like, where am I gonna get my snack?
He's on his hunter instinct.
Yeah.
Benny looks like No Neck Ed sometimes when he's sitting.
Oh my god.
He does. His neck is thick. He almost doesn't have one. You can't tell where it starts or where it ends.
Come here, Benners.
Focus.
He's just a little tubby.
I love his light brown eyes.
Okay, let's breathe in, breathe out.
Y'all can
I'm done
go.
eating my cheese stick. No. Go.
I'm over it.
She's like, I'm not gonna cry anymore. You guys took it all.
Was that a story to cry?
Was it a sad story?
No.
She's all like pouring her heart out.
I know.
Oh, one time my mom, when she
Like,
gave
she was
birth,
like, okay, I'm gonna tell mine.
when she gave birth, see, nothing scary really happens to our family. But when she gave birth, she said she was at the hospital by herself and she couldn't sleep. So then she like pulled the covers up. Her story of pulling the covers up reminded me of this. And she felt a hand like go all
I
the way
believe that.
down. And then she like took it off and like no one was there, not even a nurse, nothing. And that's it.
Dude,
But,
I have
yeah.
a theory. Well, I haven't really seen it in a while, but when I was younger, I had a theory that there was a hand following me because I would see it. Like, I would see it often. And one time I saw it, like my sister was laying on the bed and I saw the hand come out behind her because
That shit is scary.
and like grab her and I started like screaming and she was like what and there was nothing there. There's nothing there.
Dude, my mom.
That's why I have to have my feet covered when I sleep.
Yeah,
Same,
and then one time I was sleeping at another house. This was like because we moved every year when I was younger. At another house, I was sleeping and I literally felt like somebody grabbed my ankle. Like a hand just like gripped my ankle. Like
I don't
this.
think I would be able to sleep after that ever again.
Fuck that. Fuck that.
And then soon after that was when I started getting like sleep paralysis. But it's because I would hear shit at night, and I remember telling my sister, when I'm falling asleep, like I hear voices, and she's like, "Well, you should like try to talk back to them." And I'm like, well, and she's like, have you ever tried?
Excuse me?
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I've never tried. So, and then it happened where I was falling asleep and it was between like going to sleep and awake stage. And I was hearing voices. It's almost like you're walking through a mall and you're just hearing like a lot of conversations going on. So
Muffled.
so you're picking up on conversations, but you're not really in them. And so this was happening to me and I heard somebody screaming, hey, a man. And I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna answer because I was aware. And I was like, me? And the guy goes, yeah, you, a bitch. I woke up right away. I was like, what the fuck was that? And so I told my sister and we started looking like more into it and stuff. And then soon after that was when I started experiencing sleep paralysis. So I would not mess with that shit. If you hear voices when you're falling asleep, don't do it. Because sleep paralysis was just really bad. And I felt like I kind of had opened...
Oh, like the
like,
portal
You
thing.
let them in?
not like a portal. Yes, like I kind of like just
Invited
them in. Yeah, like kind of invited that energy because I was intrigued by it. But
Fuck that. That's
Yeah.
never happened to me. Thank God.
I've
Yeah.
had sleep paralysis and it's
Dude.
Oh yeah, I used to get them a lot.
Oh, hell no.
did you ever see anything?
No, but one time it was during the day. I was in my room at my mom's, and I was taking a nap. And I was just laying down, and I swear to you, I felt like I was getting abducted by aliens.
Dude,
Like-
yes. When sleep paralysis, I felt like that too. Like
I was.
aliens
I
are there.
felt like I was levitating off the bed, and like me iban a llevar, you know.
Yeah.
And like obviously you can't like get out of it or anything.
What if that did happen?
That's what I think.
And
I'm
then
like, what if that's
you're-
real? Because you know the movie, The Fourth Kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
which I love that movie.
Yeah. I was like,
need to
ever since
rewatch
then, that's
So
been my
scary.
worst, like, real.
Yeah.
It felt real type of thing that I'm
Yeah.
like,
Lex, you were taken by aliens and brought back.
Yeah.
Dude,
and
when
they
I-
wipe your memory.
makes sense.
I know that's why I don't think, huh?
Dude, when every time I had sleep
You're probed.
paralysis, I would hear like this noise, and there was no way for me to describe the noise other than like a spaceship noise. Like it just sounded like a humming noise, kind of like the noise
like
that
my
a
sleep
test-
sounds. The spaceship noise. I go to sleep with spaceship
Do
noises.
you?
Yeah. it's like-
Spaceship noises?
yeah, and it's
like
about-
it's a
it's like-
specific
It's
spaceship.
almost like you're in an airplane. It's
Like
almost like the humming. Almost.
I know, but is it
Yeah.
labeled spaceship?
But there's
noise?
like
What
I'm sleeping in
the-
the captain's
there's like
quarters in the
something
spaceship.
else to it, like high pitch. There's a high pitch
frequency?
Yes, like it was just a weird noise, and so I would hear that noise, and I would right away know, oh my god, I'm about to wake up and I can't move. And yeah, it would happen every time. And one time I heard like this demonic voice say my name. And then sometimes I would like be asleep and I would hear like footsteps running up and down the whole house. And I'm like, fuck. And yeah, it would be sleep paralysis.
And you want to do the Ouija board still?
Yeah, I do. My sister's gonna be
Should we
so
do
mad.
it for a video for Halloween?
Because my sister's like, why would you want to do that? I'm like, I don't know. Why not? Add it to the resume.
Add it to the resume.
When I have sleep paralysis, I don't hear anything, which is interesting. But I've only had it twice.
Frida doesn't have inner monologue. That's why.
She does. We discovered it. We were just not saying the right thing.
No, I talked to her about it again. I really think that I don't.
Yeah.
But no, but I have felt somebody touch me.
Yeah.
And that was fucking scary because I was just sleeping on the couch. Like, I never sleep up like this, but it was like, we were watching TV and I kind of just turned over. And Van was like, not on the couch, but he was like on a chair over there. And then I'm like dozing off. And then I just feel somebody, like a hand or whatever it was, just like kind of start like up here. And then
I know.
And when it starts going down, I'm like, what the fuck? And I try to get up and it's
trying
like,
to touch your body.
and it's like where you're just like, I can't move.
It's an incubus. I think that's what those demons are called. They're like sexual demons that come to you when you have sleep paralysis.
I have
And the
heard
whole
that.
time I was like, and I was trying to get Van's attention to wake me up because I started getting scared. And then I was like, babe, did you just touch me? And he's like, what? No, I'm over here. I was like, no, like, be for real. Did you just touch me? And he's like,
oh, so you're barely like falling asleep.
I was, and I think that's where the sleep paralysis hits.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
between.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. And I was like, it fucking happened again. Both times that I've had sleep paralysis, I've been with Van.
I've been
a
to
spirit.
the point where I get sleep paralysis that I know like I have to like try to scream or anything that Julio sees me twitch. Like he'll be like,
That happened to me.
it looks like you're having a seizure. I'm like, oh, I'm trying to get out of it because like it happens so much to me that I already know like what I have to do. If not, I'll get stuck into it.
I didn't know that you were actually moving because whenever I try to like say something, I start trying to move too.
Yeah, like I'm trying, but you're just twitching.
I didn't realize that like from the outside perspective, people could see that. I thought it was all just internal.
I think I do it super hardcore, and that's why he sees it because I'm like, I gotta get out of it. So
Does it happen a lot to you?
not anymore. It used to happen a lot at my mom's. See, maybe it is haunted.
Yeah, dude, this happened to me mostly at a house. That last house that I lived in.
Isaac has heard me like yelling stuff out, like no, like when I get sleep paralysis.
Luisa's
and
like
I
crying in my
him up.
sleep too sometimes.
Van
And I
cries in his
probably
sleep a
might,
lot.
yeah.
Literally, I have never experienced that, and I never want
It's
to.
so
Please,
scary.
Maybe
never,
you don't
never.
like. Maybe you don't look for it, or like you're just like.
Yeah.
I think I'm too curious about it, and that's I feel like you said it. I think a lot of that supernatural stuff is things that you invite in.
You allow it.
But I used to be really scared of like ghosts and stuff like that until when we moved to this house. Remember, like I've told you guys like different stories about. There was like an instance where like Remy like went into the shower and was just like sparking in the shower, and I like go in there and like there was nothing in there, and he also would like just go in the closet and then bark in there like
One
there was
time
something
when
there.
I went in your closet, I think I was trying on a swimsuit. I did get eerie vibes in there.
No way.
No,
Still?
well, when you first moved
I was
in,
like, let me
remember
change it out.
No way.
Before Christmas, you told us that story about the lights turning on and you guys were all asleep. And that night, we were at night, and I was so fucking scared to go on that side of your house because I was like, it was fully dark. We had all the lights off.
Dude, that is where people were having a really bad.
Where?
Like in the living room area. You know, it's because that's an add-on. So like
Your
all that
bedroom
stuff
is an
was-
add-on?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So the living room was a
The living room was an add-on too.
Wait, what?
That wasn't like if you look. You know how there's like a separation on my ceiling, like where you go from the kitchen to the.
I've never noticed.
I'll show you when we go inside. But like the whole living room.
Where we hung Luisa's banner?
Yeah. Like the whole living room area, like this whole back of the house is an add-on.
Oh. I didn't even realize.
So maybe like they built on like something.
I mean, there is Indian burial grounds all over.
Where we live, doxed us. Well, where we live, we're so close to the reservation that I'm like, I don't ever want to fuck with anything there.
Dude,
It's so
most of the
scary.
U.S. is Indian burial grounds. Be for real.
Be fucking for real.
And I feel like, so that house where I used to have a lot of sleep paralysis at, I had a tia one time. She was visiting from Mexico, and she swears like she can see shit. We all have that one tia. And we were at the house, and I think she comes. We were all outside, and she went to go use the restroom, and she comes out, and she's like, I just saw a native man standing in your hallway. And we're like, what? She's like, yeah, it was this man. He was wearing like feathers in his head, and he just like was standing in the hallway, and he walked right out to like towards the backyard, but walked through the glass doors and just disappeared.
Dude, my ex coworker, her mom sees stuff too. Yeah, like she's always sees stuff, and it's not my story or anything, but like since she was little, like she like literally sees dead people like normal.
Like all around us?
Yeah.
Whoa. I wouldn't
like
know.
there's
I
times
wouldn't know how
like
to
there's times that she'll be crying or like act scared, but like now she doesn't tell her daughter anymore because she just doesn't want like, but she'll just be like she sees. And then I did the like the numerology thing.
Yeah.
And her number was like one of the numbers where it's like
you're bound to see dead people.
Yeah, and
I
then
didn't know that was a thing.
And then that's like
we
what
gotta
got
do
me,
an episode of that.
That's what got me to like believe more on like, you know how you do the birthday, you added all these numbers. Yeah, and that's what got me to be like, oh, it's real.
What was her number?
I don't remember it anymore. It was like a few years ago, but I remember that it was a specific number. It's a specific number, and like it literally was like, I was like, dude, your mom is like, I showed her it, and she's like, oh my god. But yeah, like she dreams stuff, she sees dead like people. Like,
wait, so can I ask you something? Does she see dead people like
I think ugly,
the way that they died?
I think so.
So she only sees people that are like bound to earth. They're probably traumatized, like traumatized spirits.
Like sometimes it's scary. She would say like, or it's just
Oh my god.
Whoa. So if they got
scary.
shot, like they're just like shot at.
Yeah, I think it's like that.
Holy. That is
I could be making it up. I'm just kidding. No, but that's what I remember. That's what I remember.
She lied,
like I was like, tell me more, girl. Like, because I love hearing stories like that.
That's so interesting.
My last story is at the house, is the one that you were saying, is when, like, you guys know me and Isaac sleep with our eye masks on and the lights
Whole
off.
suit and shit.
Yeah, we have a very extensive nighttime getting ready for bed routine. But we sleep with our eye masks on and the lights off. And our house is like, I have it set up like there are like smart light bulbs all over the house.
Yeah.
And so we just have to so we don't even use our switches. We just do it from our phone. And so when we go to bed, we turn off the light on our phone and we put our mask on and then we go to sleep. And we like in the middle of the night, randomly like the doorbell rings. It had to be like 3 or 4 in the morning. And the doorbell rings and we both get up like, what the fuck? And we take our eye masks off and the lights are on. And so we're like, what the fuck? And we like got up. Isaac went outside.
All of the lights?
The lights in our room. Again, just our room, like this side of the house. And so Isaac like gets up and like he goes and looks like at the door and stuff
Brave
like that.
man. Brave man.
Like, and there was nothing there.
Did you guys have your Ring camera at the time?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
But yeah, like nothing was there. And also like what's weird is that our dogs like didn't bark or anything.
Yeah.
So
maybe there was an electrical issue where the power restarted.
but it was only our room.
Right, but this is a separate piece.
Yeah.
It's an add-on.
But what about the doorbell? Why did the doorbell get pushed?
Yeah.
You know what though? But
Our
so
doorbell does that.
I want you
sometimes
to
in the middle
explain
of
what
the
you did afterwards.
Yeah. So again, I was always like super scared, and like I was scared. I was telling you guys that there's like a spirit in the house, but I was like, you know what? Like, let me just talk to it. And like, whenever like something happened, I would just like the next time that it happened, I was like, hey, if there's a spirit here, like, you know, we don't care if you're here or if you have like stuff to do or whatever, but just like leave us alone. You're welcome to stay here as long as you want, but like just leave us alone, you know. And dude, after that, nothing like weird stuff like stopped happening.
Damn.
Well, they say like when you do the Ouija board and stuff, you have to be like, okay, we're done. Like you have to put like set boundaries with the ghosts.
Yeah.
You have to be like, okay, this is it, you're done. Or like, they say if you like demons or something, please, like we don't want you here.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you need to be nice. Yeah. Don't just be like, peace out.
Yeah.
But and so that made me believe, and that made me like think that they're not bad. They're just like stuck spirits, you know. And so
I've never had an encounter here at your house, so I think it worked.
Yeah, me neither. And I've
some
slept
people,
here.
even after death, don't figure it out, and they're still stuck.
Yeah.
here, bro.
fucking dummies. I'm just
I do
kidding.
not want to be stuck on this
People
earth after I die.
figure it the
Figure
fuck
your
out
shit
before
out.
you die.
Yeah, figure it out, guys.
Get it together.
Wait, and I have another. This one's like a really like crazy story that Isaac has told me, and it's one of his friends. So
Bring
I'm
him out to
telling
tell
your
it.
story. I know we should have
Special
invited
guest.
him. Yeah. No, but he said that he used to live like in a house, and he would always have crazy stuff happening when he like would be talking to girls. And so like if he was like on the phone with the girl, like he said that one time he was on the phone with the girl and he had to like put his phone down because he had to like go do something for his mom or whatever. And then when he came back, the girl would be crying. And he would be like, oh, what happened? She's like, oh, why did you do that? Like, that's so scary. Like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, what do you mean? He's like, there was somebody screaming on the phone. Like, it sounded like screeches. And he'll be like, what the fuck? No. And like, I didn't do any of that and stuff like that. And then like if he would like bring a girl over, like she would like again like weird stuff would start happening, like the blender would turn on or like
The
stuff
ghost
like that.
was jealous.
The ghost.
And
jealous.
And so he like never like really told anybody because like he like thought he was crazy, you know. And then like later on in years, like he's like talking to his mom and like he like brings this up and he's like, oh yeah, like all this weird stuff and how would happen. Like, do you guys like know anything? And then he's like, oh, like his parents were like, oh, we didn't want to tell you, but we found out that like a little girl like died in the house like before they moved and stuff like that. And he's like,
how? Do they know how she died?
I don't know. And then
she was a jealous
but yeah,
little bitch.
so I think she was like attached to her and like he was jealous like that he would be talking to other girls.
That brings me.
I tell Julio, I'm like,
So much.
can you ask if someone has died in the house before we get our house?
Yeah, I don't know. If
He just laughs
Is
at
it
it.
legal? Like
They have
to tell you.
They have
Yeah,
to
they
disclose
do.
that.
I mean, but the
Yeah.
thing is also that they could do like a little loophole where like
I don't
you
know
didn't
why
ask.
I felt something in my
No,
chest
but
when I was
also I
telling
think
that story.
I think only like up to a certain amount of years. Like it has to be a
Yeah.
recent death. They're not gonna tell you about a death that happened. Well, it depends
yeah.
on how old the house.
I mean,
is,
because a death has to
Dude,
happen.
I was
right?
thinking
Millions
like
of
this
years.
morbid thought came to my mind while you were saying your story. What if the people that lived here before added this place because they buried somebody in the fucking ground, so they wanted
That's what
to
I'm
build on top of
saying.
it?
Yeah.
So they don't get caught.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
so
God.
smart. I'm gonna put that in my
So
notes.
disgusting.
That's a hack. Add on
When you kill someone.
when
Yeah,
murder.
'cause all this is new. Like this, like the pool was there, but like
Yeah.
this was new. Like all
I
this
mean-
concrete. But no, I haven't had anything really. Like
I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm so like
Really?
the energy.
The energy is
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
I do have a
What
story
were you
though.
gonna
I'll
say?
tell it while.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, did anybody?
No,
I was done.
Sorry.
tell a story.
I do feel, dude. Does anybody else feel like?
I have like I feel
Nervy?
Like I have
A little
like,
nervy.
chest, a little tight.
So I'm sorry if
Yeah.
anything happens to you tonight.
I was a little shaky, but I'm blaming it on the.
I was
Coldness.
shaking because I was crying. That because I was trying to
No,
stop
I
myself.
do have
but-
like a little.
The inside
Yeah,
stomach.
there's like something there.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, let me tell a story real
Are
quick.
you hungry?
This is probably
No, it's the caffeine actually, probably.
maybe.
Go ahead.
This is my mom's story, but she worked at a daycare. I'll tell you guys where later. I'll tell you guys. And so the daycare was old, and they oh my god, speaking of add-ons, there was like it was houses, and they had like added different things to it, whatever, right? And so my mom used to work in the baby room, and but there was an older kids room too, so they were completely separate. And my mom does not believe in ghosts, and I think till this day, I don't think she does. But but she had an experience. She was going into the kitchen, and she had so let me explain this. She walked in through the front door, and there was a kitchen on the right side. And so as she walked in through the front door, she saw like a little kid running into the kitchen, and then she goes like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Because the kitchen, you're not supposed to go in there, you know? And then she goes into the kitchen, and she sees a kid crouched down under like the sink. The sink had like an open bottom. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And then she like looks away for a second, and the kid's gone. And she was like, "Oh no, that was just like my head playing tricks on me or something." But she said she saw the little kid under the sink and running into the kitchen. So then as time passed, she worked there for like 10 years or so. They found out that things happened there. I don't know exactly what, but that wasn't the only time. Some lady took a picture of like a baby's face, and she said that in the eyes you could see like a reflection of something. And the reflection that you could see, oh my god, I'm getting chills. There was a picture of two old man and an old woman together, and it was those two people in the kid's reflection, dude.
What?
And
It's crazy.
I don't know.
Talking about reflections, you're gonna see the swing in the window. It's windy outside, so it's not moving because there's a ghost.
I'm stressed out talking about these things a little
Am I
bit.
tired?
Probably too.
It's a windy day.
I love it.
Yeah.
I know, dude. That reminds me. I almost forgot. My sister had a good ghost story. That when we went back to Mexico, that same time that happened, the
Your
whole thing with
grandpa?
my grandpa happened. There is this Coca-Cola company in the town that we're from in Mexico, and it's like a little warehouse, I guess you could say. But when we were young, we used to go to school right across from there, and there was this incident where there was a kid playing like in the front, I don't know, or in the street or something, and there was like a forklifter with a lot of Coca-Colas, and they dropped the thing on top of the kid, so the kid died like right there.
Oh my gosh.
And people used to say that they would see him at the Coca-Cola place. So when we went back to Mexico, there was this one night where it was raining. It was like a big thunderstorm, like lightning and everything. And I think the electricity went out and almost the whole town, which usually happens in Mexico. But my sister was she was in the car with my aunt, and they were driving by the Coca-Cola place. And mind you, my sister knew about the story of the kid, but she didn't remember because we hadn't been there in so long. So they were driving by the Coca-Cola place, and she's looking out the window and she says, there's no light because there's no electricity. But then suddenly, like, lightning strikes, so everything lights up for like a few seconds, and she sees a kid playing inside of the Coca-Cola place because it's a fence, like a see-through fence. She saw a little kid playing in there in the puddles, and she's like, not even thinking, she just said, ay, el niño jugando en la lluvia se va a enfermar, or like, you know, like something like that. And mi tía was like, ¿cuál niño? Like, where? And she's like, right inside the Coca-Cola place. And mi tía was like, that's where the kid died, remember? So she turns around and and Lina was in shock. She was like, oh my God, like, that's true. I just saw the little kid ghost.
Dang.
They saw him.
And they didn't see anything after?
No, I didn't see anything after, but she said it was just like in a blink of an eye. She's like, I just saw a kid jumping in puddles.
Dang. I have actually a story that happened at the Hyatt. Remember how we would say it was like haunted?
Yeah, that
really?
place is, yeah.
Yeah,
Indian burial grounds.
probably.
Everything.
Yeah, but one time, cause so when you would go down a hall, on the right side there would be a door to our like kitchen. And then the door was like one of those heavy doors where you like open it like slams behind you if you just like let it go, you know? And so I remember I was walking down that hall and there was nobody in the hall and the door closes. And so I was like, oh, I think like somebody just went in there, you know? And so the way that the kitchen was set up, it was kind of like a circle. Like there was like a big like wall in the middle, and then you had like the prep station and like a sink. And so if you went around, like it was like a circle, you know? And so I was like, oh, somebody just went in because the door closed. So I go in there and I want to scare them, you know? So I try to see like where they are so I can, you know, kind of like go the other way. And I like look and I go around and I like slowly go around the whole place, and there was nobody fucking there. And like nobody was in the hall. Nobody went inside. And I was like, oh shit. And I just like left and went back to the front desk. That's what I get for trying to scare
people. You got scared.
Yeah, and there was nobody in there. And it's like a small place. Like you could see.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's an
Anybody.
app. When I used to work at Living Spaces, they used to use this app. Oh, because they would say that Living Spaces was also haunted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was weird.
All of them or just like one specific
No, that
one?
place right there that I
Ghost
used to work
hunting
at.
app? Ghost hunting app?
Yeah, so they so one day we were working and this lady comes in and she can talk to ghosts. I don't know how the conversation came about, but all the employees like huddled around her and she told them about like this app where you can like communicate with ghosts and like you can ask them questions and they'll give you like one word answers or something like that. Yeah. And they tried it and they were like going around Living Spaces trying it and they claimed that it worked, but I didn't use this though, but
Is it the Living
You wanna
Spaces
try
right there on the
it?
freeway?
The kind of apps that we have nowadays, bro. Talking to freaking ghosts.
yeah.
I just recently saw a TikTok. I don't know if it's real or fake because anything can be fake
Yeah.
now. But there's this guy who like did something with like a specific like frequency and like this contraption, and he fucking opened a portal.
Oh, I think I seen one like that too.
Really?
Dude,
I didn't see
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A portal to
Portals
where?
are opened everywhere.
Dude, have you guys heard about Skinwalker Ranch?
No.
Shout out to my sister. She's gonna love this.
Is it here in Arizona?
No, it's in Utah.
Oh, dude, have you heard?
Road trip.
Have you heard that guy too on TikTok?
I'm so down.
No way.
No, but let me tell
I
you
don't
guys.
fuck with skinwalkers.
No.
Me either.
Okay.
Me either.
So it's called
Remy is one.
Yeah, it's called Skinwalker Ranch, but there's like so much more to it. So what they're really thinking is that this place has a lot of energy in it for some reason. They don't know why, but it opens portals to other places because they see so many UFOs. Like they show up out of nowhere and then they just like disappear.
Yeah, Arizona's really known for
Can we
that
have
too.
a separate episode for aliens?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
I could talk about that for days.
forever. Oh
yeah.
my god, I heard a story about aliens that I want to tell you guys about after.
Okay.
Remind me.
I did have a question though. So if we like about ghosts, if we think that ghosts are like energy and stuff like that, what are like demons? And like what's the difference? Do you think demons are people that died?
I think it's bad people that like want to return.
I think it's bad energy.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's necessarily
A person.
people.
Like a bad
People.
spirit.
So low vibration, bad energy.
Like a soul that's not.
because in a way
wise
demons are
or-
conscious,
Yeah.
right? Because they
Yeah.
scheme and they do bad things, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's from a different dimension.
So there's like awareness there.
I never thought about that. I just
I
thought
think
they're
about
just,
this shit
I just
all
thought like
day.
they're
Me too.
demons, they're evil, and but I
Oh
never
my God,
thought
I'm
where they
coming
came
up with-
from.
Don't I was just
Theories
telling
in my head all the
Isaac that me too. That I have this theory that I was thinking about how how like like we're like a soul in a human body, right? So
Right.
like us, what you see exterior is like not really us. This is just like the suit that we got assigned.
Like Mr. Krabs' shelf.
Yeah. But like your conscience is like the real you, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just controlling this body, right? That's what I think. And so I was thinking about how like there's just like so many like evil people in the world, and I always think
So
about
many.
how I feel so much, and sometimes I'm like, how can people do this or stuff like that? But so I'm like, maybe there's people out there in this world that don't have that soul, and it's just like their body, like out of soul.
Well, yeah.
And so then like that kind of like invites like demons or like bad energy to like be in there. And so like not saying that Mark Zuckerberg is like a demon or anything, but
went there.
but you know how like they have like dead eyes, like some people like have like
yes.
evil eyes, and
Well,
it's because they don't have a soul.
Well, there is such things as sociopath and psychopath.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess you could say that maybe
but
they're.
that's what
are they?
that's what our human experience calls it. But what if it is something like that?
Well,
where they don't have a soul.
Sociopaths and psychopaths, I feel like they're born like that already.
Oh yeah.
Right, but that's like their soul, like maybe they don't have a soul, or because they're not able to like feel.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's just like a human with that, like it's just like a vessel, but like no heart, no soul, no thoughts in there, and that's why they're just like evil and like don't care if they hurt people. That's my theory.
Yeah. Right. Because at the end
So
of
it's
the
just
day,
like a shell of a human.
Yeah. So they don't know feelings and never experience feelings.
Yeah.
Therefore,
And then
they
there's
don't
like
care.
a lot of people that like take like psychedelics, and then they like it's there's like that funny saying that's like a finance bro will be like, oh yeah, like I recently took shrooms and I just see like a different life, and it's like, no bro, you just like learned empathy.
Right.
And I feel like maybe because that connects you to like everybody else, and maybe like you do gain like your soul, like your awakening.
yeah.
Almost.
Let's talk about exorcisms.
Okay, what about them?
Oh, so just so you guys know,
Alma has been to Vatican City.
Did you feel anything when you went there?
I did.
Really?
I just se me hacía el nudo en la garganta from like all the history and all the presence of the history. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
The presence of all the history there makes you feel that shit, and it's so beautiful, and it was crazy, the energy that you feel with all that.
Yeah.
Is it so?
But all happy
Is
feelings,
it how it?
not
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was thinking dark feelings.
I would have felt
I
dark
was gonna
feelings,
say because the thing says it's like you can only do exorcisms if it's a priest that has the go ahead by the
Dude,
Vatican City, right?
There's like a whole
really?
thing before they can perform an
you have to get
exorcism.
like approvals.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
so much that
Anybody
they have
can
to
do
go
it,
through.
or they have to go
No,
to
it
the
has to be.
Vatican.
It has to be a priest that has approval from the Vatican. I don't
Yes.
even know if it's the Pope himself or whatever, but it has. And I think they regulate it because you know that you can open really dark portals.
Yeah.
When you do exorcisms, you're basically letting like you're being like,
you need to get rid of. You need to send back the demon by opening a portal to be able
Yep.
to send him back.
I mean, you must.
and so something might escape.
Unless you catch it in something. I know some religions like Judaism, they tend to like catch them in certain type of artifacts. Yeah.
I've never heard about that.
And then they like guard those things.
Like a genie.
Yeah, like a genie.
Annabelle.
And it kind of is like a ghost or spirit trapped in the...
That's actually what happened yesterday when we were watching Ghostbusters. That's what Ghostbusters was about. There was like this artifact that they were studying because it had a lot of energy inside of it. They have these things that they can detect ghosts, but they didn't know what it was, and it turned out to be like this demon that, like, for thousands of years, like they had put in this thing because it was so powerful and tried to destroy the earth and stuff.
I'm out of all.
I wonder if any of that is like true.
Absolutely.
Well, Annabelle, the doll.
Yeah.
And
that's
It's
real.
trapped. Yeah.
Do you guys watch those TikToks of that girl that like collects haunted
Artifacts.
like she has like different haunted things, and she
that's not gonna pop up on my For You page.
Is it like
No,
the little dolls?
Yeah.
She talks to and then
she
they
has
move?
like she talks to them and they move, or like she'll be like filming a video and like no one's in the room with her and like something will like move in the back and she's like, oh, that's just Juniper, and like she wants to say hi or like
Thank you. I couldn't live.
I don't know
in
if
all
I could do that. Yeah.
yeah.
I love antique stuff and vintage stuff, but where do you even find like specifically haunted stuff? Where do you shop
I think
for
there's
that?
haunted shops that do that.
Yeah.
There-
Probably like
in the
online
East Coast, there's
stuff.
probably more
Yeah.
history and there's more possibility of being able to find like more haunted things.
Yeah.
eBay app.
That's true.
Probably for real.
Me voy a hacer una limpia después de esto.
Dude,
The
I have
huevo?
X now. Yeah.
Should we show that on our Patreon?
Oh, we should. We'll show the egg and the Patreon. What did I have bad energy or not?
Which one of us had the bad energy? No, I was gonna say out of like all the supernatural stuff, I've always found exorcisms the most like interesting.
Yeah.
Like even when I was little, for my birthday one time, I went to go watch the Exorcism of Emily Rose. I was,
Bro, my little sister saw that by herself.
and I'm honestly like I'm the person I love talking about it and stuff, but I get really scared about it all. But the thing about exorcisms is that it's like a entity or whatever you want to call it that gets to
Penetrate you.
I was gonna
Yeah, I know. I said it for you.
penetrate, but yes, like, and it controls you,
Yeah, it takes over you. That's so
and
scary.
like the only way to get rid of it is to kill the person that has the demon or whatever. So I always thought that was really scary because it's breaking the barrier of like, well, we just say that ghosts or like demons are in this realm or whatever, and we see them, but no, demons said fuck that, and they can.
Yeah.
I've seen the movies, I've seen all that, but like with ghost stories, like you said, the girl, she's like has artifacts and stuff like that, but I've never seen like real stories of people getting possessed by demons. So I don't know, it's really scary.
You know what I think of that low key, it's like hypnosis. You know,
could
like
be.
they're like focused and they're like vulnerable, and so like the person, like if they know what they're doing is like maybe hypnotizing them for them to do that. Or
what they tell you in religion is that demons or the devil will pry against those who believe in God the most to test like their beliefs, right, Alma?
Yeah.
So if you are like super Catholic or super religious, they say that you're more likely to be attacked by a demon or the devil. Yeah, because they want to test your beliefs. Honestly, what I think is that like we literally make our own reality with our thoughts, because if we're able to manifest things, we're able to manifest anything, right? Like it's that simple. It should be that simple. The answer is always a simple answer. That's what I've learned. And if that's how it is, if you believe in God that much, then you have to believe in the devil that much.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean?
You do. Yeah.
So I think that in a way you kind of manifested being possessed.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Because your whole life revolves around God
It's
versus
your
the
fault.
devil.
you're always thinking about it.
You are, girl,
just a
it's
messenger.
you,
You're the
girl.
problem.
Well, no, and I was actually just thinking the same
No,
thing.
but does that
because
make
it's
sense to you guys what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's kind of a simple answer,
they're
right?
like so hyper fixated on like not going to hell or getting the everything that's bad is
Yeah,
the devil or whatever.
sins.
You keep attracting that energy.
Yeah.
And no, sorry if anybody's religious. I'm not religious at all.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that stuff.
I used to be.
Yeah, I think
spiritual.
the whole I think
Yeah, we're all spiritual.
literally everybody's is believing the same thing but calling it something different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, like we're saying about like the universe and energy and frequencies and stuff like that. Like sometimes I catch myself being like, "Oh my gosh, thanks to the universe that this happened," or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's the same thing as somebody saying
God.
but they're just thanking God, and
Yeah.
you know, and it's I think we're all just believing the same thing, but I think that mankind has, damn, this is kind of gonna get deep, but I feel like mankind has kind of used people's like belief to like detach themselves from God, or like the unity of like us being one. You know how I said that we're all God?
To separate us.
Yeah.
And
together we're more powerful.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys get me. I literally think about this all the time.
I mean,
yeah,
we're
I
so
believe
powerful. If we would all agree, let's not shop at, I don't want to say Target, but Target came to mind.
Like Starbucks, the whole boycotting with Starbucks.
We can get anything done if we were all just.
And they want to tell us that that God is separate from us, so that we're listening to something else and not what's in here, our intuition, our gut.
Because they'd rather keep us fighting. Like they want us
that's
to
easier to control
each other.
So I do believe in reincarnation, but again, in the sense of like energy, and kind of like that energy gets put into like something else. And so, because it's like, you know, scientifically, like you cannot create or destroy energy.
Right.
And so it's kind of like, you know, we're recycling. So that energy has to go somewhere, whether it goes into like a tree or, you know, another person or whatever. That's
I want to be an animal if I reincarnate.
Dude, I want to be Benny.
I was gonna say I want to be one of Z's dogs.
He has the best life. And then about funerals, me and Isaac actually started talking about this a lot, because when you have a kid, you kind of like have to think about like what would happen if something happened, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to be cremated or just like whatever is easiest, but I do not want to be buried, because I feel like I'm just trapped in there, and I don't want to be like taking up space from like the earth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Or if you are burying me, just like throw me in a hole. Like don't do a whole casket and bullshit.
Yeah, I want to be turned into a tree. I think there's this company that makes your ashes into like trees.
Yeah, then you can plant. It's like a whole thing that you can plant wherever.
Yeah.
I would want to be an avocado tree.
I just don't know where I would be planted.
Like that because your body is making
I'm giving back to earth.
But I told Isaac that, and then he's like, I would feel guilty though if the tree died. I feel like I didn't keep it alive.
No, I would be a wonderful strong tree. I love trees too. They're just so beautiful.
Yeah.
I also thought like if I have kids, I would want to be like, you know how they can make your ashes into like diamonds or something like that. I would if I have kids, I feel like that would be the way to go. If not, then make me
I thought about that, but then what if someone steals you? You know?
Then I'm gonna fucking hunt them.
I also you can do it for like I think like $10,000 or something. You can get thrown into space. I want to do that too.
Oh, I have heard that. Yeah,
they like just release your ashes.
The particles
in
up in up in space.
Maybe I can become part of
I
Saturn's
like the
rings.
tree idea.
You guys would just become space trash. More space trash.
So I could
No, hey, we started off as Stardust. We end as Stardust.
Oh, dude, I love Stardust.
Yeah.
The club.
Last time we went, I was like,
What is this? And why are we here?
Yeah.
Dude,
I was like, can we leave?
Wait, going back to death. If I die, I'm coming in your guys' dreams for sure.
Yeah, me too.
We need a secret code.
Yeah.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is not my first life for sure. I feel like I've lived
think
before.
so?
Yeah.
Do you know what like makes you think that? Like, is there signs, or do you feel like
It's just a
Do you
feeling.
feel wiser like than most people?
I just feel like this is in my first life.
Yeah.
So.
With the amount of dreams that I have and the way that they are, I feel like this is definitely not my first life.
Yeah, I feel the
because
same.
I see too much. I see things that I've never seen. I've seen people that I've, you know,
Yeah.
and they all just are a story in my dreams. So I'm like, this is probably just memories.
I feel
For all
Have
we
you
know,
ever-
we go to sleep and we live in another reality, and then we wake up.
that's what
and
I
we're
was gonna
here.
say. Like, kind of like Everything Everywhere All at Once. You know how like you shift into like different
Whatever, yeah.
paths, like different realities, and like or different outcomes. Like, what if when you're dreaming, you're like kind of going in like a different outcome that you could have gone down.
Dude, I don't know, but let me tell you real quick. My cousin has a daughter, and she was telling us last time she came that when her daughter turned like 2 or 3, like she was starting to be able to speak well, they were having this conversation, and she pretty much told them like, "Oh, you're not my first mommy."
I've seen videos of that.
A lot of
Yeah.
videos
She's like,
that.
you're my second mommy. You guys are my second family, but I had a family before you, and then she's like, but like, where are they? Where are they? And she's like, oh, we died in a car crash. Yeah, she's like, we all died in a car crash.
I've heard
but-
a lot of those stories about
Where
little
kids remember stuff from their past life.
And I asked her, like, my mom told her, like, oh,
And
you should
there's
keep
no-
asking her more, but she got scared.
There's no way they're making that shit up either.
I feel like
you know
kids
what
are
I mean?
also more susceptible to like any supernatural stuff because they literally were just created. I don't know if
They
that
haven't
makes
been
sense.
here that long. They're
Yeah.
not tainted.
Dude,
You know what
it's
I mean, they're
fucking
still pure.
a trip that we can just make life.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I know.
That's why I think God is a woman, because okay, so hear me out. So in the Bible it says that like evil is created from the
Man's rib.
but I'm like, how does that even happen? Life is literally created in a woman's uterus. So they fucking lied.
They lied. The universe is a uterus. You heard it here
And
first.
God is a woman.
And God is a woman.
It's
Amen.
me. I'm here. I'm just kidding. I'm the savior.
But I think that wraps up our talk about pretty much everything.
I
We
know,
covered everything.
We skipped
Yeah.
around, got off topic.
Universe.
I hope this was a little bit more serious than our last video. So I hope it was still entertaining. We have a lot to say about all
And
that.
if you guys have any scary ghost stories, leave them in the comments below.
Tell us what you want to reincarnate into.
Oh yeah. Just tell us if
Any
you have like
questions?
anything that you wanted to add to the conversation.
Thanks for watching this potty waddy.
Thank you guys. Till next time.
Don't forget
Bye.
to subscribe. Bye.
Bye.